Shalom, Royal Family. The class you are about to hear is taught by the Honorable Yudhe Beit Nun Sophie Yudhe many years ago. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Visit us at www.yahweh144000.com. Also, Royal Family, you can enroll in classes designed for the Godhead at www.universityofyahweh.org. And also, Royal Family and friends, we want to share with you Yahweh's Keys to Riches. And on that YouTube channel, you can listen to Yahweh's Daily Word and keep up with the correct solar time each and every day. We'd like to see you there as well. Go to Yahweh's Keys to Riches. It's in the description below so that you can join us there as well. Remember, when you get there, just like here, remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channels. All right, Royal Family, we look forward to seeing you there as well. Enjoy.
Welcome. Let us turn to Psalms chapter 29. Psalms chapter 29, verse 2. Read.
Give unto the Lord Yahweh the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord Yahweh in the beauty of holiness.
Praise Yahweh. Holiness is beautiful. Being holy is required in being a man. That is one of the principal duties that we learn, being holy. And giving Yahweh the glory that is due his name. When we learn about the name Yahweh, we learn about natural qualities. We learn the attributes that belong to us. Yahweh, as the agent of nature, cooperates in all human activity. And we see that he's certainly an agent of nature when you watch television tonight. Yahweh, the God of Israel, is terrible in the Atlantic. Of course, the opponents of Yahweh always like to give credit to anybody but Yahweh, so they call him Hugo, but his name is Yahweh. And they're trying to make him, a hermaphrodite too. He's got another one behind him called Iris, but it's still Yahweh. Now I'm going to prove that to you. There's a scripture that says Yahweh has his way in the storm. Where? Nahum 1, 2, and 3. Nahum, the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verses 2 and 3. Now, Yahweh is obviously angry with people all over the island, all the Canary Islands, the Caribbean Islands. He's mad with those folks. And he has wiped out whole islands. Anybody go through one of Yahweh's storms and know he's surely terrible. He's not just great and good. Verse 2 and 3, read.
Yahweh is jealous, and the Lord Yahweh revengeth. The Lord Yahweh revengeth and is furious. The Lord Yahweh will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies.
Well, he's a little angry with the U.S. too. Any God in his right mind would have to be angry with America to put drugs as a God instead of the Creator, to worship false snow instead of the natural snow. You know, cocaine, snow, you know. It causes Yahweh to rain fire and brimstone from heaven. Fire and brimstone means brimstone is a rock. And when you set it on fire, it's called fire and brimstone. So that's crack. You know, you set crack on fire. And he's using it to destroy people who don't want to worship him. And since the so-called black men of America are the children and family of Yahweh, then he's using these plagues to destroy black people in America in a devastating manner. They have no excuse for not knowing the name Yahweh, because I went around personally 2 years in a row, and I went to every drug area of the city and every ghetto of this country and proclaimed the name Yahweh and gave away free literature, and it was dangerous. They were having gunfights, but we always went through with ease. Had to stand behind the building a few times, but we made it. And we know they know Yahweh is God. And their rejection of their own God, the God of Israel, has caused Yahweh to bring a plague 7 times worse than what they were suffering from at first. And as I taught you last night, Yahweh will utterly and absolutely destroy all of our people until there be none, unless they repent and return to Yahweh. And we who have accepted Yahweh are the perfect example of salvation, for we suffer from none of these plagues, absolutely none. No AIDS among us. And the reason we don't have AIDS is because the laws of the God of Israel said a man shall not lay with another man as if he's a woman. Now let's go on with our proof. Verse 3. Read.
The Lord Yahweh is slow to anger.
Now, just because Yahweh has let us get away with the wickedness we have done doesn't mean he's not going to call you to account. He's slow to anger. That means that people can just do wicked, and it just seems like they're never going to be called into account. Perfect example was Noah. Noah taught 120 years. Told the people, Yahweh's going to destroy you for your wickedness. They laughed at Noah. They made fun of Noah. Even when it started raining, they said, it always rains. that's what people are today. Well, hey, you know. When you see the plagues of Egypt upon America, people, they call out their scientists. They call in the magicians to explain it away and do a little magic. Well, see, it's a greenhouse effect. See? And the wicked want to hear that. They love to hear it being anything but Yahweh. You just, they tell me anything so that I can keep on doing what I'm doing. Yahweh is killing you for being booty brothers. Well, see, we have some pills now we're working on that can slow it down. You won't die from AIDS so fast. You can die more slowly. Don't take this as a chance to straighten up. They take it as a license to continue. And that's the way it was in Egypt under Pharaoh when the frogs came up in abundance and was a plague. Pharaoh called in his scientists and he called in his magicians, and Yahweh told them he was going to get them, and they said, well, you see, there was an awful lot of animals that died this year, and it caused a lot of different kind of bugs and things to come up, and the frogs had to have something to eat, so they saw there was a lot of extra food, so they laid a lot of extra eggs, and therefore you had an abundance of frogs. No big deal. And we could say, hot dog, I can go on being wicked. Not God after all. Who is this Yahweh that we should listen? Who is this God of Israel that we should listen? Well, in the end, as Pharaoh was sinking in the Red Sea, he said, I know who this God is, Yahweh, and he drowned. It's a little late when the wicked find out. But it's important for us to understand Yahweh is slow to anger. But that doesn't mean he's not going to get angry. Let's read that again.
The Lord Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked.
Don't worry about the wicked. Yahweh is not going to acquit the wicked. Now, the wicked may go to court. He may shoot and kill one of you and take himself to court and hold himself not guilty. And that's fine, because the Yahweh is not going to acquit him. If you're wicked, you're in trouble with Yahweh. And he's not going to let you get off. It's only a matter of time. And seeing us raised from the dead is a sign of the reality that Yahweh's here. And he's among us. Anytime you see people dressed in white, living right, when all around us are living wrong, you know something happened. When we come into the knowledge of the ineffable name, and when we come into the knowledge of the, we become a new people. And knowledge of the excites us. And those without knowledge of the wonder why we're so excited. But that's a secret. And Yahweh said there's nothing hidden that won't be revealed. So all secrets are to be made known to Yahweh's children, his chosen elect. And now we are witnesses of the revelation of the. Praise Yahweh. And those without this knowledge are amazed at us. But you don't have to stay amazed. You can be a part of this. And one of the evidence of our receiving this knowledge is in our actions. It's in our lifestyle. It's in our mindset. It's in our accomplishments. It's revealed through our blessings. And it enables us to bless all the nations of the earth. We are born to bless all the nations of the planet Earth. And right now, anyone who does business with us and treats us good, they're blessed. We bless them. I said anyone that does business with us and treats us good, I bless them. And you're going to see that I will bless the entire planet Earth. For all who bless me, all who bless you, I will bless them. And if anyone dare curse you, I'll curse them. Now, Feast of Tabernacles is to bring us into the knowledge of Yahweh, and a part of that knowledge includes this, and listen carefully. Yahweh, as the agent of nature, cooperates in all human activities, and therefore is entitled to a share of what issues from them. Yahweh is entitled to a share of what he created. Here comes man who is not worthy of anything, has nerve to tax you out of existence. Imagine that. He goes beyond God. He goes all past what Yahweh requires. Yahweh only requires 10%. These jokers will tax you 48%, 38%. I mean, that's a shame. That's wicked. A bunch of parasites. People go out and work, and these dogs sit up in an office and just write on a piece of paper they're taking 38% from your labor. That's on the first shot. You think that's all? He taxes your income. Then he taxes the tax on the income. Then he taxes the tax of the tax on the tax of the tax of the tax of the income. And it gives you an illusion of, here's your check. And here's what we're going to allow you to take home. Take home pay. And on your way home, you get taxed. You stop to pull into you stop at the service station and you put some gas, it's gasoline tax. You're so tired of tax, you thought you'd buy a pack of cigarettes to relax, and they tax your cigarettes. So, my goodness, I'll just go home and relax with a can of beer. They tax the beer. But at least I ought to be able to relax and eat some steak or something. They tax the food. They've already overtaxed the water by polluting it, so you buy some and they tax it. Well, I'll go to my house and I'll relax from taxes, and the house is taxed. And you get home and your wife taxes you. She taxes your nerves. You say, well, I'll take a vacation. I'll get away from it all, and the ticket is taxed. Airlines tax you. Well, I'll just go to a hotel. I have to pay tax on my house. I'll go to a hotel. Lo and behold, they have a bed tax. Then there's a restaurant tax. Then they're so tax crazy, so out front, when you get ready to go somewhere, they have a tax. You be so paranoid every time somebody knock on the door, you say, is that the tax man? Yes, Americans are really taxed out of their existence. You work hard, you save up your money, and you leave it to your kids. Guess what? Inheritance tax. It's already been taxed already, a million times. Then you say, well, I won't leave it to them as an inheritance. I'll just give it to them. You say, oh, no, you won't. There's a gift tax. No end to it. And these people are not God. Look how they tax you. When it's all said and done, you're lucky to have 10% left for yourself. That's fat. They reverse that thing. You know, they take 90% and say, well, they must be giving you a message and telling you that you God, because that's all they give you is 10%. That's what belongs to Yahweh, 10%. So you must be God or something. That's all they let you have is 10%. It's about time you figure out, you can look through the taxes and figure out who you are. Yeah, you got to be God. That's the divine decree. Give 10% to God. That's what they do. Certain portions of man's crop, livestock, and first fruits should be rendered to Yahweh as concrete retribution for the help that Yahweh gives to you. Let's turn to Deuteronomy chapter 16. Deuteronomy chapter 16, verses 15, 16, and 17. Read.
7 days shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto the Lord thy God Yahweh, in the place which the Lord Yahweh shall choose, because the Lord thy God Yahweh shall bless thee in all thine increase and in all the works of thine hands. Therefore thou shalt surely rejoice. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God Yahweh in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles, and they shall not appear before the Lord Yahweh empty. Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God Yahweh, which he hath given thee.
Directions are clear. When you come to the knowledge of Yahweh and that Yahweh is your God, then you obey the will of your God. And in obeying the will of your God, you will follow these prescriptions and surely rejoice. And as you keep the laws of Yahweh, you're blessed above all people on the earth, because that's his decree. And the blessings of the Lord Yahweh are designed to make you rich. Proverbs 10:22. Proverbs chapter 10. Book of Proverbs chapter 10. Verse 22 reads.
The blessing of the Lord Yahweh, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it.
This is the way of Yahweh. To make you rich is his desire. And we who have submitted to the will of Yahweh, that's exactly what he's doing. He's making us rich without apology and no sorrow with it. He puts a difficulty in our face, and then Yahweh moves the difficulty. Yahweh puts a problem in our face, and it seems very difficult. Then he solves the problem. Yahweh makes our way difficult, and then Yahweh eases the difficulty. Yahweh puts an obstacle in front of us, and it seems like surely this is the end. And then Yahweh makes a way out of nowhere. So it's a blessing to know the will of Yahweh. It's a greater blessing to carry out that will. So the entire world must pay tribute to Yahweh for his unselfish and eleemosynary donations to all men. For Yahweh is the giver of light. And unless all men come and worship the King of Israel, they're not going to be blessed. Zechariah 14. Zechariah chapter 14. And if you don't come and worship the King of Israel, you'll starve to death and die from much sickness. Starting at verse 16 and 17 and 18, read.
And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord Yahweh of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
Read verse 19 so you'll understand why. Read.
This shall be the punishment of Egypt and the punishment of all nations that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
So I don't care whether you're a Hindu or Buddhist, a Muslim or Christian or whatever you say you are, you're going to have to bow to the King of Israel. You're going to have to bow to Yahweh of hosts. That's it. That's just the way it is. And I happen to be the King of Israel. And that's the way that is.